Look for fixer-uppers, okay? Don't go for the ones that are all pretty and all done up and are perfect, okay? You're going to be highly unlikely to get a good discount on these type of properties because they'll be highly sought out. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing good. So this week, I just want to do a little bit of a follow-up to what I spoke about last week. So last week, I was answering all of your frequently asked questions, and a lot of those questions were mainly about getting started in investing in property. So I spoke a lot about different strategies, when's a good time to invest and things like that. But one of the things that I did speak on specifically was about buying below market value as a property investor. So I just thought it'd be good in this week's video to basically get deeper into that and basically talk to you about how to find properties below market value, especially if you're going to get started in investing in property. So buying below market value, or BMV, you may have heard this term like thrown around quite a bit, or you may have just seen it as, you know, watch videos or read different resources online. But essentially, buying below market value is getting a significant deal on a property. So for example, if you know that there's a property going for like £100,000 or it's worth £100,000, you getting it for like £70,000 or even £80,000 will be buying it below market value. And that's what you always want to do as a property investor, okay? You never want to buy at full price. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to talk to you about 8 different ways that you can go about finding below market value properties. The first, we're currently in a recession, as you may already know. So you want to make the most of it, okay? House prices have drastically fallen. So already you are getting properties below market value. So if you are a property investor or you want to get started in investing in property, this is definitely a good time to go around and start looking at properties. Go on viewings and see where you can get good deals on properties. Number 2, you want to target motivated sellers. So I have spoken quite a bit about motivated sellers in previous videos, and basically these are people that are more interested in selling their property urgently rather than getting the maximum amount that they can for these properties. So for example, somebody may have listed their property for £200,000, but if they are desperate to sell it and they are a motivated seller, they may be willing to let go of the property for even, you know, £160,000 or £170,000, okay? You want to be targeting these kinds of people as a property investor. So motivated sellers, a person can be a motivated seller for a number of different reasons. It can be because maybe they've just gone through a divorce and therefore they need to sell their house. It may be due to a death in the family and so they need to, you know, sell the property of the person who's passed on. It may be due to finding another property that they've fallen in love with. So they've got another property that they want to buy, but they can't go ahead and, you know, complete that purchase until they've sold their current house. It may be because, you know, the person that is selling is planning to move abroad and therefore again they need to release this property and get the money back from that. So as you can see, people can be motivated sellers for a number of different reasons, okay? And so you definitely want to find these types of people when looking to get discounts on a property, because they'll be a lot more interested in trying to sell their property quicker than getting the most money that they can for it. Number 3, you want to look out for undesirable or distressed properties. So these are the kind of properties where basically they need a bit of work, they don't look too great, aren't too attractive to most people, and basically you just need to do a bit of a refurb, okay? So with these kind of properties, you're more or less likely to get a really good discount, so maybe like £20,000, £30,000, even £40,000 off asking prices, just because the seller knows that whoever's going to buy the property is going to have to invest quite a bit in order to, you know, get the property back up to scratch. So you definitely want to be looking out for these kind of properties if you're looking to get properties below market value. Number 4, you want to look at like older or reduced listings on like Zoopla and Rightmove. So basically, the longer a listing's been up, the more likely the seller is getting desperate for a sale, okay? So if a property's been on Zoopla or Rightmove for a few good months, maybe like 3 months to 6 months, you'll know that that seller is going to be in a position whereby they'll be more likely to take a discount just because they want to get rid of the property and sell it as soon as possible, really. So yes, you definitely want to be looking at properties that have been listed for quite a few months. So in order to identify the older listings on Zoopla, for example, what you want to filter on is the most recent and then basically work backwards. Another tip is to filter on most reduced. In that way, you're able to see the properties that have been, you know, reduced in price quite a few number of times. And for when a property's been reduced in price quite a number of times, you know that is because the seller is desperate for a sale and because nobody's buying it or nobody's interested. So you definitely want to be looking out for listings like this. Number 5, you want to check for private listings. So this is basically where the seller is selling their own property and is not using estate agents or like websites like Zoopla or Rightmove to, you know, list their property. The good thing about going directly to the seller is because you can avoid the middleman, which can be the estate agent a lot of times. Sometimes when you work with estate agents, obviously they're trying to get the highest price that they can from potential buyers because obviously this will increase their commission. But if you avoid the middleman, aka the estate agent, and go directly to the seller, you'll be surprised at how much of a good deal that you can get. This is because when people are selling their properties by themselves and basically are putting up their own listings, they want to get rid of the property as soon as possible and get a quick sell. And so in this kind of circumstance, they're unlikely to be holding holding out for the, you know, the highest offer or the highest bid, okay? They want to get rid of the property as soon as possible. And so in a sense, they may also be seen as a motivated seller. Of course, this isn't the case for all vendors or, you know, property owners that are trying to do their own listings, but it may well be the case for a lot of people. And so in that case, you'll be able to get a good discount, a good property below market value if you just do proper research. I suggest using a website like Gumtree to find private listings. Number 6, do not be a motivated buyer, okay? So what do I mean by this? Do not become desperate for a property and do not become emotionally attached. So how may this happen, for example? So let's say you go on a viewing and you see a property that you really like, it's beautiful, it's everything, looks really good, and so you're desperate to buy it. You do not want to be in this situation. Why? Because if you feel this way about the property, it's likely that a lot of other people are going to feel this way about the property, and so there's going to be high competition for it. And what happens when there's high competition? Prices go up. So you do not want to be in that position. As well as this, if a seller knows that they've got a good property that is up to scratch, ready to sell, ready for tenants to move in, they're going to know that they can more or less command more cash for this property. Right, so the 7th thing that you can do to find below market value properties, promote yourself as an investor. Let people know that this is what you do. When you promote yourself as an investor on your social platforms, for example, people will bring deals to you. So this could be via deal sources or estate agents that have properties up for sale, okay? They'll bring these deals to you because they know that you're an investor. And especially if they know that you're an investor that has money and is ready to buy, they'll definitely want to bring these to your attention. I mean, I'll just use myself as an example because I talk so much about property here on, you know, YouTube and Instagram. I get so many emails, DMs and messages basically with people offering me a deal sourcing service or letting me know about, you know, potential properties that I may be interested in buying and things like that. So yes, this is definitely something that you want to do and could open many potential doors for you in terms of getting those good below market value properties. So last but not least, you want to work with estate agents, okay? Build good relationships with them. Why? Because on top of the listings that you may see on Zoopla and Rightmove, estate agents will be able to point you to, you know, potential new properties that are coming onto the market, properties whereby it's going to be more likely investors that are going to be the ones that will purchase them because they might need some work, they may need a refurb. And so if you have estate agents like this on your books and are people that you have, you know, good regular contact with, they'll be able to share these properties with you because they also want to make a sale. And as I previously mentioned, if the kind of properties they're bringing your way are those that are going to need a bit of a refurb, then you know you're going to be able to negotiate quite a good discount on these properties and get a truly below market value property. So guys, that is it from me. Those are 8 points that you need to take into consideration to make sure that you're able to source truly below market value properties for your portfolios. It's so important to develop the mindset of sourcing properties that are below market value as a property investor. That is because you never want to pay full price, okay? That is not the game. You want to buy properties for as cheap as you can because then again, that increases the capital gains that you can potentially get on these properties in, you know, years to come. So I hope this video has been useful to you, and if you have any questions, please do drop them down in the comment section below and I will get back to you. Also, if you have any other suggestions or videos that you'd like me to create, please do let me know and I'll go about creating that for you. So thank you for watching and I'll catch you next week. Bye.